Hey, I'm Grant with the GrandSlamNetwork.com. Join us today as we go out west with the Bates crew to hunt the New Mexico Merriam. We arrived in New Mexico for the season opener. We got there one day early so that we could pull out the maps. We could drive around in Glassbirds just to see where they were in the different areas. Now, one of the interesting things is, on the first or second day, we had 40-mile-an-hour winds and 20-degree weather. And actually, those winds brought up a lot of dirt and dust from the desert up into the mountains, so it was hazy at times. I learned one of the keys to hunting in New Mexico is to be in shape. Running up and down those mountains chasing those Merriams is not easy. So I was hunting with Ryan Bates, one of the local guys out in New Mexico who really knew the terrain, knew the area, and where to find the birds. Our first morning, we were met, again, high winds, below freezing, and we got out well before daylight, climbed the mountain in the dark. Every once in a while, Ryan would have to stop, let me catch my breath, and then we would begin trucking up the mountain again. But as we sat up, we found some birds where they were roosted, and as we were set up on those birds, we started to see some other hunters way down in the valley, park their trucks, and we figured they were going to start working up our way. We decided to back out, move off these birds, and start hopping these ridges. As you would go up the mountain, or as you would go across the mountain, you would see these cuts in the mountain where water would run down, and these birds would get in these deep cuts to get out of the wind. Now what we did, we went straight up the mountain, stopped about halfway, and we started working across the mountain, and we would stop before we got to these cuts and call. And about the fourth or fifth cut we came into, we got 2 gobbles to respond. So we sat up real quick and started to work these birds. And as we got to looking around, we had a bunch of fallen trees in between us and them. And so we knew the birds it was likely that they were going to keep coming, but we knew we needed to get on the other side of those fallen trees. So we got up and moved, we set up, and unfortunately Ryan was sitting about 10 yards behind me, and I was at the base of the hill, and it was what seemed like straight down. So after we had moved and we'd set up on these birds, all of a sudden it sounded like one had started moving off to our left. And at that point, part of me thought we had missed a shot at these birds. I mean, it wasn't just seconds later before we had heard a gobble to our right, down the hill about 30 yards. I set up and get in position, and then that's when I saw the bird and strut coming through the brush. And as soon as he made his way around this log, and as soon as he popped his head up, we shot him and made our way down our hill to him.
Good from here. Yeah, that looks like a good beard from here.
It does.
Man, how long did you see him for down there?
Yeah. A few seconds.
Damn, those are some nice spurs, man,
You know?
from Merriam's. Hold those up one more time. Yeah, that's a 3-year-old bird.
Man, first New Mexico Merriam.
Man, that's a good bird.
Good bird. You said maybe 3 years old.
I'd say he's 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Shoot, I mean, he's got to be an inch on this one. The other one's a little longer, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, close to an inch.
That's a good bird right there.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for a
We
better
get-
one than that. Was he strutting down here, or was he?
Yeah,
Just...
he strutted. He strutted right through here. I think he came up and encountered those trees, which was perfect because he came back, looked through these branches, and came right here and stuck his head up. I mean, you probably just did miss him. I should have let him come up more, but
Well, I don't think I could have got him on camera had he.
Yeah.
Even if he had come up there, is too much of a slope right here. But
right.
I think that worked out just about perfect right there.
Yep. So we got out, way before daylight. I think it was 27 degrees when we came in. Cold.
It's still cold right now,
Yeah,
man. That
my
wind.
hands were freezing.
The same thing here. I couldn't call real well because my hands were so cold.
Yeah, and I was sitting there, and then it sounded like he moved off. I think one might have moved away.
I think the one, because there was two gobblers and 4 hens when I seen him 2 days ago.
Okay.
And I think that the other gobbler was probably the dominant bird, and he had the hens down there.
Right.
And this guy was coming up to investigate what was making all that good noise up here.
Yep. And so my hand would get cold, and I'd stick it under my tail because I thought they were moving off. And then sure enough, he gobbled right here, and he just started getting hot. And we were just hopping ridges. And
it finally paid off. I
finally
told
paid off.
you.
Ryan put me on one, man.
I told you that.
Ah.
We just had to keep working at it, and we'd
Right.
get them going. I knew
Right.
they were in here. And shoot, I definitely wouldn't expect them to be that big of a bird.
Right.
I want to see what the other one looks like.
Yes.
He's probably got some mean spurs on him.
Yep. And then he flopped all the way down I chased him probably.
I was trying to keep up with you on the camera.
60 yards. Once he got to flopping, he kept on going.
That is a good looking bird.
Yeah, we're gonna start beard here. Let's see, I don't know.
He's got a probably 8.5, 9 inch beard.
Yeah. And you said that's pretty good for around here, right?
You can get better spurs. You can ask for better spurs than that. I've shot maybe 5 that have spurs like that. That's a 3 or 4 year old bird.
Right.
That's the way to be, man.
Awesome. Ryan put me on them.
Well, let's get them tagged up and
All right.
get on down to the road.
It worked out perfect too when we sat up there and we said, okay, let's get up here and let's call. And we just, boom.
I think that change, because there ain't no way he would have come through this stuff right here going where we first set up over there.
That brought him right back in front of me, and I was sitting on the big tree and he was right here. I think he came.
Yeah.
Started right through here.
New Mexico is definitely a hunt that I'll remember for a lifetime. I enjoyed the trip, making my way out there with Bobby and Wesley. Had a fantastic hunt with Ryan. I look forward to going there next year. Grant with the GrandSlamNetwork.com. Thanks for checking out our video, and we'll see you around.